A controversial finish to the first of the Big Bash finals with the match decided by the Duckworth-Lewis system. To tell us more from Queensland Cricket, we are joined by former Australian cricketer Adam Dale. Adam, you'll be happy that the Heat beat the Thunder, but many Sydney fans weren't happy. Look, it's an imperfect system, but what do you do?
Yeah, good point, Tim. But it was great for the Heat. We go on to the next round. But the Thunder won the toss and bowled, and then wonderful batting from Khawaja and Labuschagne gave us a terrific total. We were 63 or 4 off 10 overs, and then for the next 10 overs, the team went at 14 and over. So to get 203 was a really strong total. And then David Warner, who hasn't been in the best of form by his standards over the tournament to date, came out and was just blazing the ball all around the park, and it was going to be a terrific match. And then when the rain came, everybody at the ground, and certainly, I mean, of course, we as Heat fans wanted it to go our way, but it was going to be a terrific spectacle. And then there was a little glimmer of hope. They took the covers off, but then the rain came down. So, disappointing again for the fans that were there. But certainly the Heat, we go on to the next round. We play the Renegades in Melbourne tomorrow night. And we play the loser of the Scorchers versus Sixers game. So there's certainly some terrific cricket to come.
Yeah, it's really been enjoyable, the Big Bash. I think that it's struggled a little over the last couple of years after bursting onto the scene, but they've got the rhythm right, and there's been some cracking matches. I've taken the kids out a couple of times to watch. Now, Usman Khawaja, we do have some vision of Usman, which we'll play and have a look at him batting, because he just looks in such command, doesn't he? I remember doing some of the stories on Usman early on in his career when he was telling us about how he flies planes. And, you know, he got into the Australian cricket team, and now, look, even when he's got the microphone in his hand, he just looks so at ease.
He's first class, and, you know, it's his second go at international cricket when you think he came in as a young man. And like others before him, you know, think of Steve Waugh, Matthew Hayden, and others that have had their go and then had to go back to domestic cricket and force their way back in. And Usman's done that, and he's played so well at all formats, whether it's with the white ball or the red ball. He presents, very professionally, but just the way that he played last night, he controlled the game early and made sure that he got used to the wicket and certainly conditions and worked out who was doing what with the ball. And then when he really wanted to push the accelerator down, he did. And he just took the game back to the bowlers, put pressure on, hit the ball over the top and just showed his skill. So he's in terrific form, and he'll be a great addition for us come tomorrow night with the Renegades. I'm really looking forward to continuing to watch his good form.
Yeah, and look, he'll only be able to play a little bit more, won't he? He was asked that question last night, whether or not he will play against the Renegades and continue on, because we are on the eve of a 4-test series. I cannot wait for this. I was having covered a lot of cricket in India. You see it, you feel it, you've played there yourself. This is going to be a cracking test series, and I know that there's an air of buoyancy around the Australian scene, but it just is never easy, is it? Starts in Nagpur, the orange-growing capital of India, right in the middle of India.
It's a tough place to tour, and the Aussies won there in 2004. And you think of the great names that we had, you know, Warne, McGrath, Gillespie, Brett Lee. They had a tremendous attack, but we're going there with similar quality, with Lyon as our frontline spinner and Swepson and others that are going to support him. But of course, you've got Stark, Hazelwood and Cummings. It'll be a terrific challenge for the Australians. I heard Gillespie come out in the press through the week and talked about making sure you adapt very early in the tour. And then that makes a whole lot of sense when you think about the conditions are so different. The Australians have given themselves a good challenge, though. There's no lead-up games where in tours past they've had two or three games. But this time around, they're just going in there with no preparation as such as a first-class game, and they'll use the wickets and the practice facilities to get themselves right. But it's going to be a wonderful series, as you said.
Yeah, I cannot wait to watch it. I really can't. I love it. And the Australian women playing very well at the moment as well. This has been great to watch against Pakistan, 2-0 up, the third game tomorrow in Canberra.
It is, and the Australians just continue to go from strength to strength with Beth Mooney, King, Perry, you know, with bat and ball. They're 2-0 up at the moment. And certainly over the last week, the WPL came out. There's 5 franchises. So there's lots to play for. The Australian women go on to the World Cup in South Africa. and then they go to, well, those that are fortunate enough to be traded or drafted will go to the WPL. So there's lots of exciting cricket, and they'll play in Canberra tomorrow and look to close out the series 3-0. But it's wonderful for the game of cricket that we are, the WPL, the IPL. It's a really exciting time.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, just back on the Big Bash, it is hard. I mean, I know you want the Heat to go all the way. It is hard to try and think that either the Scorchers or the Sixers won't win the thing. They've been the two elite teams of the comp, haven't they?
But they have, and the game tonight will be first class and be a wonderful standard. When you think of where the Scorchers have been, and the Sixers have got some terrific talent in their side, I'm looking forward to seeing Christian continue his good form as he finishes off his career. And Steve Smith, they talk about being in career best form. It's hard to think how a player so good over so many years can be in career best form. It's going to be wonderful to watch. So I'm tipping a little bit of an upset, but the Scorchers will give it every bit they have, but I'm looking forward to it. And the Sixers are very well coached with Greg Shipperd, and Cameron White is his assistant.
Yeah, absolutely. Always good to chat. We'll do it all again next week, my friend.
Hey, thanks, Tim. Have a good day.